Hello and welcome to MasterKeithSystem. Today we're here to talk about making work into play. One of the things that people look for in our day-to-day is instant gratification. So you ask somebody, what do they want or what do they want to achieve? And some of them will say, I want $1 million. I want a house. I want to own a business. I want to be a celebrity. There's a lot of dreams that people have, and nothing is wrong with that. The part that people get stuck in a lot is not realizing that there are steps that you're going to have to take. Asking yourself the question, what are you doing now? If you want to run a company, what research have you done on running a company? Do you work in a position that will allow you to go up in management and really learn the ropes of running a business? Have you researched what type of business you want to run? There's a lot of steps that you could be taking, and if you're not taking any of them, then you're hindering yourself getting to that goal. Getting into the point of making work into play is trying to find something that captivates us so much, whether it's the fun work or the daunting work of whatever task we're doing, and we're letting it take over our bodies to the point where time flies by and it felt like the entire time we were essentially playing. In order to make work into play, you have to do what you love. The term goes, do what you love, you never worked a day in your life, which is very true. Now, you're sometimes working a job that you might not like, you might not love. So what do you need to do to get out of that? Well, first, you need to recognize what it is that you love. Some people work jobs, they think internally, I want to do this, and they may quit their job and go pursue it. Nothing wrong with that, but are there things you could be doing while you're still working your job? Could you spend your evenings researching instead of going out? If you're trying to be an athlete, could you squeeze in a better diet or working out during your evenings where you're watching TV or staying home doing nothing? The biggest thing with doing what you love should be the internal payoff. It's how it makes you feel when you're done doing it. The results are always something we want to look for. If we want to achieve something, we want the results. If you're doing what you love, failures are looked at as stepping stones. There's a lot of famous stories out there about failures. Michael Jordan, from a lot of high school teams, and he didn't make the cut for his basketball team, thousands of times recruited into the NBA. J.K. Rowling, author of the Harry Potter series, her manuscript was denied hundreds and hundreds of times before finally someone said yes, and even that person that said yes didn't put a lot of confidence in the book, and now, to this day, one of the best-selling novels of all time. In those two examples is that both Michael Jordan and J.K. Rowling loved what they did, and nothing was going to stop them from doing it. If someone told them you couldn't, or you're not good enough, or this wasn't good enough, they took it in stride and they kept going. They found ways to get better, ways to improve, and they didn't stop. Something that you love is going to be something that you give up your time, your energy, your sleep. Most of your life you devote to this because you are so driven to doing that. One of the big things that I preach in What Is It That You Love is that we all have an identity. We all have a past, a history, a way we were raised that attracts different circumstances into our lives that we react to. And in that happening, we find what it is we're passionate about. We find certain things that we really, really enjoy. And sometimes we look at that and think that something's wrong with us because we enjoy things that maybe are at two different ends of the spectrum. But there is nothing wrong with that. That is your identity, and that's who you are. Getting back to making work into play, you have to realize that work is always going to be tedium. So you might not be sitting down every day doing work thinking to yourself, wow, this is happy wonderland, candies and rainbows. I love sitting down and, let's say, for example, writing. I love sitting down and editing my work. For sports, oh, I love going to the gym every day and coming home exhausted, or waking up in the morning with no energy because I'm so physically drained. There's a lot of aspects of everything that we do that are not going to be easy, but the payoff that we get afterwards, the physical and mental progress that we make, and the way we feel at the end of the day, feelings of accomplishment, the actual sense that you're growing in whatever it is you're doing, that's the internal payoff. Robert Greene wrote a book called Mastery. It teaches you 3 steps to obtaining mastery. These different steps involve finding what you want to do, figuring out how it is you want to do it, and how it really connects to what you want to do, and then finally doing it. And one of the tasks in there is also finding a mentor to help you. Now, in this, he talks about that aspect of making work into play. And there are 4 key factors that I'd like to share with you that you can carry over into your life. First one, what you're doing and what you want to do is a position with the most opportunities to learn. So it's a position that continues to offer you opportunities to continue to grow you so you don't stay in one spot your entire life. The second one were people and teachers that can teach and mentor you. There are millions and billions of people out in the world, and there are thousands of hundreds of thousands of people that are doing what it is you want to do. A simple email or a simple reach out to somebody and asking them, can you help me, or what resources could you give me, could change your life. And having someone by your side that entire time, like a life coach or a teacher or a mentor in your day-to-day, that can help you even further because they can give you insight on things that you might not be able to Google, or things that they can help you connect to your own life. The third is get by with less. When you're focusing on what it is you want to do, you don't focus on going all out 100%. You focus on taking small steps to get there. So an example could be you want to be a director for a movie. So you go out and you buy all this equipment, the fanciest cameras, all this stuff before you even have recorded and edited your first video. You want to try to take it as slow as you can to prove to yourself that you can do what it is you want to do without needing any sort of fancy equipment or fancy things. Just being able to find the minimum amount of work that you could do in whatever it is you want to do and just doing that. Last one is keeping your mind sharp. This is the most important key because this is where things like keystone habits or healthy habits play a role in your time that you're dedicating to what it is you want to do. If you drink or smoke or don't have a healthy diet, don't exercise, these things carry over into your day-to-day, and you start to realize that when you sit down and you want to have that energy and you don't have that energy, and there's things you could change to get that energy, sitting down and saying you're tired is not an excuse. Sitting down and saying you're tired is a lazy way out. My biggest rule, and this you could take with you, if you are coming home and you have to do some sort of work or some sort of thing, whatever it may be, and you say you're too tired, then you should go to sleep. You shouldn't do anything else. If you're sitting down and you want to just watch TV, then you're not tired. You're lazy. Admit that you're lazy. So, final thoughts. If you want to make work into play, you really have to find what it is that you want to do and let it take over you. Go back to the identity piece. Go back to the part that connects with your childhood and find what it is that you love most and do those things. Step by step. There's always something to do. It's a mantra that I've told myself my whole life. There is always something to do. And if you find it, you'll find yourself losing track of time. You'll find yourself laying in bed every night or at the end of your week realizing that what you're doing is giving you so much energy that you want to keep doing it. That is where the power lies, and that's where you'll continue to do everything you're doing every day with that play mentality in mind. Thank you again for joining me. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to see more of these videos. I love responding to comments, and feel free to email me if you want to reach out to me anytime. Until next time, this has been MasterKeithSystem. I don't know what that hand symbol was.